Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Today, I'm sharing some vampire recommendations. If you've been around my channel for any length of time, you will know that I absolutely adore paranormal romance. Specifically, I adore vampire romances as well. I absolutely love vampire romances. That's actually what got me into reading. So today, I'm going to share 5 vampire paranormal romances that I think that you should check out and that you should try for yourself. I just love them a lot. So let's get started. So first of all, I want to talk about one that you can read as a standalone, and it mostly has a happily ever after. It mostly has a happily for now. So that is Love by Night by Stina. This is a black love vampire romance. We have our heroine, who is kind of like a psychic, not necessarily psychic, but she has like abilities. And we have our hero, who is a vampire king to a certain clan. And this takes place in, I want to say North Carolina. I can't remember 100%, but this takes place at a very historic school where there was a lot of like slavery and things like that happening. And there are a bunch of vampires living there disguised on campus. Our hero is super attracted to our heroine, and this one is just a really fun vampire romance. They come together pretty quickly. He has an immediate attraction to her. He wants her to be his queen, and she's like, who are you? Go away. I'm not dealing with you. And after a couple meetings and him persuading her, they end up having a moment, if you will. Like, they kind of like have a connection and they kind of come together. It's really cute. Like, he basically forces her to come together with him, but it's not like a forced as in like a weird thing. It's more of a like, you don't have much of a choice, but like, I guess I'll go willingly kind of thing. This was really cute. I really liked this one. I really recommend this one. I listened to this on audio. It was a really fun time, and it's just really good. I got through my library. It's also on Audible Plus if you have that. It's just really cute, and I really recommend it. So obviously I'm not going to be able to do a vampire romance recommendation without mentioning this series right here. This is the Queen Takes Knights series, or their Vampire Queen series. So this follows Shara, who thinks she is human, and she's got these monsters following her all of the freaking time, and she doesn't understand what's going on. And these two guys come to save her, and they're like, no, you are a vampire queen, because she's about to sacrifice herself. And she's like, no, you're the queen, like, you can't do that. And like, they save her, and she finds out that she's at least half vampire and then half human, and we eventually find out other things about her. But this follows Shara, who thinks she's a human, but she's actually a vampire queen. She comes from a longhouse of the Isidore, who are like the very powerful vampires in the series, and these follow her taking on the Bloods, who are kind of like her like army. I say army in the best possible way, because like, they protect her and they strive to like make sure her house is always safe and that she is always safe. Like, she specifically takes knights that she loves, so these Bloods are her like she loves them. And this is a polyamorous story, reverse harem obviously, with multiple partners. I love it. There's lots of blood play in here if that is something that makes you squeamish, but I absolutely love the series. It's very, very consumable. It is very much a popcorn kind of story, and they're addicting. It's vampire smut, just so you know. It does get a little confusing by book 3 because you don't know who's who. I never thought I'd say give me less orgies, but that was the complaint. Less orgies. There's too many body parts. I don't know who's touching who. I don't know whose arm that is or whose leg that is, but swords cross. So then we have Dark Prince by Michelle Hercules. This is another very consumable, very fun vampire romance. So we have Luca, who's our hero, who is got a curse on him, so he is hibernating of sorts. He is falling asleep and taking very long times to wake up, and the next time he falls asleep he will not wake up again, and he has to break a curse. And this curse is that he has to find this certain line of person, like this bloodline, and he has to drink from them. And if he can stop himself before he kills them, then he will live. He will break the curse. But if not, then he will end up going to hell, and he's damning himself. So this is a really fun one. Our heroine is roped into being around him because she has to steal his necklace, because her brother has done something to cause issue among these other people, and like she has to get this necklace for them to save his life. So she ends up taking a potion in order to disguise herself as a vampire to go to like this vampire school that he's at, that he's a part of. It's like a training kind of thing. They are, it really reminds me of like high school, but it's not high school because it's like a training ground for a certain type of vampire to become a part of. And the hero is one of the blue bloods. He's like one of like the higher ranking vampires, and their romance is really fun. They end up having a very fast connection, like a very fast attraction, like acknowledging that and finding a reason to be around each other all the time. But the smut doesn't happen too fast. Like it happened at the like appropriate time, in my opinion. And I really liked their attraction to one another, how long they fought it, how long they were like not like wanting to go forward with it. And I also just really liked the way that he would tease her and pester her because he knew who she was and she had no idea that he knew. So it was really fun and I really liked it. And I think that if you like vampire romances, you want something fun, quick, and fast, this is it. This is exactly what I was looking for when I read it. I wanted to add in a novella, and that is Vampire Seduction. This is by Sheila Kyle. This one is really, really cute. This is very short, very fast. You'll get through this one so quickly. Essentially, we have two vampires who are beloveds. They are mates and they have no idea. They're from rivaling like families, and this guy is being framed by her family. And he's on trial, and she comes in and she decides to take over the trial and represent him as his mate. And it's very cute, very, very adorable. I highly enjoyed this one. And it was just very precious and adorable, because like they would do anything for each other. It was just really cute. If you want something fast and fun and quick and smutty, read this one. Then we have Halfway to the Grave, which is, it does not have an HEA at the end of it, but I'm anticipating an HEA at the end of the series and or in the next couple books. Just hear me out. You can totally tell their romance is happening. It's very adorable. It follows Kat and Bones. Kat is a half vampire, half human. Her mother was raped by a vampire, and Bones is just a full-blown vampire. So she is killing vampires. She lures him out and tries to kill him, and he's like, no, what are you doing? And he convinces her to like help him kill vampires because he's like a vampire hitman. So he convinces her to help him because he's like a vampire hitman, and they end up having this like really cute relationship where they like absolutely fight their attraction to one another, and she's like, no, you're a vampire, like I can't do that. And he's like, you're a vampire too, like what do you mean? And her mother's like very like against vampires, very prejudiced, and like thinks that Kat is going to be evil for dating a vampire and also for like giving into her vampire side. So yeah, it was really fun. I really like this series. I cannot wait to continue it and to read more from the series. If you're looking for a really good paranormal series and you're not too picky about getting your HEA at the first book, which most of the time I am, but with like series like this where they're really good, I don't mind to wait a couple books for the HEA because I'm like not just invested in the romance, I'm invested in the overall story. So this is one definitely, if you want one that you're gonna eventually get your HEA, but like you need a little bit more and you want a little bit more story, you want a little bit more of like this adventure between those two characters, this is one, and I'm very happy that I read it. So check it out so you can read it too. So those are all of the books that I want to recommend for the vampire trope. I am just absolutely loving paranormal right now. I know you all have noticed this because that's literally all I've been reading, but I really, really loved all these paranormals and I really want you to check them out. So leave me a vampire emoji down in the comments. All the links to the books are linked down there if you want to check them out, and I'll chat with you all in my next video. Bye everyone.